Horse Gluttony by Celeste Winter, Chapter 3, First Assignments. The doors shut behind the five of them with a magnetic thud, a sound that seemed far too sleek and official for a place that smelled faintly of incense, government papers, and horse fur. The air shifted immediately. What had been a chaotic, noisy room full of new students now felt eerily quiet, almost corporate. A sign on the wall flickered with bureaucratic magic. "Welcome to your provisional career pathways." Nutmeg felt an ant walk across her bare ankles but couldn't find it, hoping to awkwardly squish it without drawing attention. Her new group clustered around her like mismatched puzzle pieces, forced into the same box. Certain archetypes had followed Nutmeg her whole life. There was a shy alchemy kid who spoke at a volume only slightly above a ghost whisper, an overly confident spell math student whose voice boomed even when no words were being spoken, mysteriously. The aesthetic-obsessed one who kept adjusting their hair and muttering about horse vibes, and the person who absolutely, undeniably should never be around sharp objects, already poking at a clipboard like it might bite. Nutmeg felt the imbalance immediately, a tug in her gut like a tarot card held sideways. 6 of Pentacles reversed. She could feel what was expected of her. Give, lead, guide, support, without a clue what she herself should be receiving, or even doing. "I'm the last person who should be responsible for anybody," she thought, but the gods apparently disagreed. Across the room, a door swung open on Cinnamon's group, for just long enough for Nutmeg to catch a glimpse of them. His group moved differently. They were quieter, smoother, and almost synchronized. Cinnamon was leaning slightly toward someone, a tall, serious girl with braided sleeves, listening intently. Another student seemed to be eyeing him with some kind of mild suspicion. Cinnamon didn't crumble under it. He even cracked a tiny smile at something the girl had said. But a faint crease tugged between his brows while his eyes flickered with a deep inner fire. Involuntarily toward the hall Nutmeg had disappeared into earlier. Water had a way of moving. The entirety of their lived timelines stretched like parallel paths, side by side but untouching. 2 of Cups energy, quiet, unspoken, threading them together by something neither understood. Before Nutmeg could think for too long about it, a magical speaker bent a bizarre level of underlying silence to life. A corporate mage in a shimmering charcoal cloak appeared in front of the groups, carrying a crystalline tablet that pulsed with unreadable symbols. "Students," they intoned, "your provisional careers have now been determined based on your aptitude results. These assignments are effective immediately." The words rang like an ancient bell, barely taken care of, but still working. Icy, dust-heavy, and nearly threatening. Pages shimmered into existence. Lists of names, careers, job descriptors none of them had ever heard of. Students snapped to attention. Some gasped. Some groaned. A boy in the corner fainted quietly. The official continued unbothered. "Those placements may last weeks or decades." A ripple of unease slithered through the room. Nutmeg hugged herself. The air tasted metallic, arbitrary, too sudden, too real. She closed her eyes and stuck out her tongue, hoping to vampire off of the potential of blood in the air. There might be some tiny scrap of energy, of spirit, she could capture to soothe this ruptured moment. The official called her name, Nutmeg Weatherby. She stepped forward, legs heavy and shaking. You will lead a beginner horse creation unit. Her heartbeat stuttered. And you are tasked with designing your own original horse breed from scratch, effective today. The world tilted. These words landed with the weight of a full ancestral bloodline, 10 of Pentacles, bursting like fireworks into her chest. Legacy, permanence, foundation. Too soon, too much, too heavy. She forced out, I understand, though she absolutely did not. The official pressed a card and a packet into her hands. A sleek silver credit card, a list of required startup materials, a glowing map to the magical superstore district. Report your purchases and results by sundown, the official said, already moving on. Nutmeg stared at the card. Its importance even altered gravity. Suspiciously powerful. Everyone around her was buzzing, shouting, laughing, complaining, panicking. But Nutmeg's intestines felt like corn on the cob. She slipped away before she forgot how to breathe. Some threw stones into the air in disappointment, and some in excitement. The district blasted Nutmeg's senses the second she stepped through its shimmering archway. Rows of storefronts glowed in too bright of a magical light. Floating sales signs whooshed overhead. A jingle composed entirely of neighing notes, looped every 7 seconds. Clerks popped out of aisles like caffeinated sprites. Nutmeg clutched her map like a lifeline and drifted from aisle to aisle. Enchanted hay that sparkled like sugared grass. Emotion-sensing brushes that vibrated when touched by anxiety. Genome stickers and holographic packets. Spell incubators orbiting, levitating, and glowing like tiny suns. Temperament potions labeled mild, mischievous, and chaotic neutral. Mood-based color palettes that shifted based on who was looking. Mystical scissors chained to shelves for everyone's safety. Horse naming dictionaries the size of tombstones. Every step felt like walking through a dream she hadn't agreed to have. Clerks asked if she needed help. Customers bumped into her. Magical lights flickered overhead like they were annoyed at her indecision. Her stomach growled. Her eyes stung. A pressure built behind her forehead, like a storm cloud refusing to burst. I should be more excited, she thought, pushing her cart mechanically. Most people would kill for this opportunity. It's practically made out of me, my essence, a part of everything I've lived for. But she didn't feel excited. She felt alone, untethered, and embarrassingly close to tears. A quiet thought whispered itself up from her ankles, bone deep. If Cinnamon were here, this wouldn't feel so impossible. She shook it off violently, but the spark inside her, her creativity, her fire, felt soggy, unable to catch flame. Ace of Wands reversed, blocked, muted, uncooperative. By the time she made it to the checkout, she felt hollow. Back in the assignment group room, Nutmeg unloaded her supplies with minimalistic efficiency. Her group perked up. So, what's the plan? the aesthetic one asked, excited. Nutmeg took a breath like broken glass. We're going to start with vision boards. This was apparently the best idea she'd ever had, because the group erupted into chaotic enthusiasm. They dove into a stack of horse magazines, tearing pages, gluing feathers, arguing about shininess versus practicality. The spell math student insisted a horse needed at least 3 extra limbs for symmetry of energy output. The aesthetic kid argued about palettes. The no sharp objects kid had already gotten glue in their eyeball. Nutmeg sat in the corner with her blank board. Blank, like her mind, like her creativity, like the spark she was supposed to have. Every idea she tried to summon fizzled instantly. What if her horse was wrong? What if her leadership was wrong? What if she was wrong? The group's tiny arguments bubbled like a pot about to boil. 5 of wands reversed, but Nutmeg could not make herself get up and guide them. "You're all doing great," she said weakly. "Just keep going." They didn't notice her sinking. Cinnamon received his assignment with a calm that surprised even him. "Assistant Archive Tender," the official said. He would be tending stored horse embryos, cataloging them, monitoring the magic signatures in the lab. A small job, nothing flashy. He accepted it without complaint. But every few minutes, his mind tugged toward Nutmeg. Not with panic, not with longing, but with a strange, warm cuteness, like a thread in his chest pulling his heart every which way. He didn't mind feeling this way, but there didn't appear to be a cause, which he definitely noticed. Is she okay? He wondered. Why do I care this much? He shook it off at first, but it lingered. 2 of Cups, blooming quietly without permission. Night crept around the academy windows, staining everything in deep violet. Nutmeg's group eventually drifted out, chattering about dinner. Glue sticks littered the floor. Paper scraps coated the tables like confetti after a party she didn't attend. Nutmeg stayed. Her board lay in front of her, emptier than when she began. She pressed her hands against the edges, staring at the nothingness like it might reveal something if she looked for long enough. Her throat tightened. "Why can't I start?" she asked in a whisper, the words trembling. An awkward vibration, wrinkled, psychic, mysterious, fluttered through her chest. She gasped, startled by the warmth spiraling outward. Across the building, Cinnamon paused mid-task, fingers stilling over a glowing embryo capsule. His heart thumped once, sharply, as if answering something unheard. Both of them stood still. Both ignored the pull. Ace of Wands reversed. 2 of Cups. A spark trying to ignite. They weren't ready yet.